Watch this.
Days away from the election, and there are big conversations on voting. Like, what do you do if you're still holding on to your mail-in ballot this close to an election? We asked the expert. Plus, speaking of elections, in part 2 of our Secretary of State race profile, today we meet Democrat Sean Keenan. Flurries are flying, and winter, well, it looks like it's here. So there's only one thing left to do, hit the famous ski swap. Our Andrew Bartline found the boldest and best finds of the day. Well, here in about 45 seconds, early voting in the state will be officially over, unless you're already in line. If you're in line, you get to vote. If you're watching the show, I don't know. But today was the last day to cast your ballot early in person. So if you haven't voted yet, you have one more opportunity on Election Day, Tuesday, November 8th. And as of this week, more than 121,000 absentee and early voting ballots have been cast throughout the state of Idaho. And that breaks down to approximately 84,621 absentee ballots returned and 36,823 people voting early. We won't get total voter turnout numbers until really right after the election results are finalized, but we'll circle back to those. Just for comparison, though, in 2018, the last Idaho General Election, voter turnout was at 66.8%, and that was all votes, absentee, early, and day of. And the Secretary of State's office is estimating we'd see turnout at about the same rate, but what if you still have your absentee ballot? What if you haven't sent it in yet? Maybe you haven't voted it, or you have voted it and you're holding on to it. Should you mail it at this point? Is it too late? Well, we checked in with Chief Deputy Secretary of State Chad Houck for the answers.
You could do that in person. You, at this point, probably should not drop it in a U.S. Postal Service mailbox because you can't guarantee that it's going to make it there. The most likely thing you're going to do at this point in time is find a appropriately marked ballot drop box in your county. You can reach out to your county to find out where that may be. That'll avail you of after hours. And then if not, just make sure that you're walking it in to the county clerk's office by hand, handing it over to one of those election staff. They'll have people there all the way until whatever their particular office hours are on the 8th. Chances are they're probably open until the close of the polls.
So every time we talk about ballots being dropped off, we get fair questions about ballot box security in Idaho. So for those wondering, maybe you're typing us a text message right now, Houck says yes, the drop boxes are carefully monitored.
By and large, most of the ballot drop boxes, especially in this cycle, are covered by cameras. They are checked on a regular basis, on a routine basis by 2 or more poll workers, election staff officials that are going to transport those ballots securely back. Here in Ada County, there are a handful of different boxes. I've been out and seen the teams that go out and run a routine on Election Day, several times on Election Day, to collect those absentee ballots on the day before as well. So there is a very secure process. There is ballot control.
There you go. The polls are open 8 to 8 on Tuesday. Again, you can get your absentee ballot hand delivered. We would recommend you go hand deliver that to your county clerk. All right, so we have featured a number of candidates running for state office this election cycle here on the 208. Today, we continue that. Sean Keenan is a Democrat running to be the next Secretary of State, an office that oversees elections here in Idaho. Yesterday, we heard from Ada County Clerk Phil McGrain running in this race as a Republican. Today, we hear from the Democrat Keenan. Here's what he has to say about the position and why he's running for it.
I have been a political activist in the state of Idaho literally since about the age of 9. I've been involved in every level of campaigning for different folks, from local level to state level to national level, and very much care about the direction that not only the state is going, but this country is going. So I am deeply involved in that way so that I can kind of stay in tune and help wherever I can to make sure that my values and our community values are being expressed at the polls.
So why are you running for Secretary of State? What about that position inspires you to run?
Okay, yeah. So, over the course of the last election cycles, last couple election cycles, it seems like the Secretary of State is kind of a cornerstone and kingpin to our elections as they are certified by the Secretary of State's office. And so there seems to be this movement across the country where there are people who are running who see an opportunity to seize this office and the power that this office has for nefarious purposes in our democracy. And so this was very concerning to me as I saw more and more people jumping into these Secretary of State's races across the country who are election deniers, who are spreading myths and disinformation about our previous elections, and here, including in Idaho. We had 2 candidates running in the Republican primary who were also spreading this myths and disinformation about our last election. And so I became very passionate about speaking the truth to our elections, and that's what's inspired me to run for the race.
If elected as Secretary of State, what would your focus for the office look like?
Well, I think it's important to restore confidence back in our election process. I think a lot of that mis and disinformation has sowed a lot of doubt in our in throughout the electorate. People are concerned about whether their ballots are actually going to be counted, whether they're going to be valid, who's counting them, and all the process is very confusing. And I think that we have to do a really good job at the Secretary of State's office to educate our electorate about what our processes are, be transparent about that, but also make sure that our electorate has the proper information about voting and how that works.
So to reiterate one more time for now, the election is on Tuesday, the 8th, this coming Tuesday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. in your local time zone. Ahead of that, this Sunday morning on Viewpoint at 9 a.m., Doug Petcash, myself, we chat with Idaho politics expert and host of Idaho Public Television's Idaho Reports, Melissa Davlin. A major topic on Viewpoint this week, the conversation around the governor's race. A question out there, how will independent candidate Ammon Bundy fare?
I think the real conversation that I'm hearing is speculation on how much of the vote Ammon Bundy is going to take from that traditional Republican voter core. I know that a lot of people who supported Janice McGeehan and also Ed Humphreys in the primary are going to support Ammon Bundy. We've seen a strong fundraising game, especially for an independent candidate. More than $600,000 the last time I checked. And of course, those reports will get updated. Money is still coming in. Brad Little's at more than $2 million. He has the financial advantage. He has the name recognition. He has the support of so many lawmakers in the PACs. But Ammon Bundy, the percentage of vote that he's going to get, I think will surprise people. I think he has more support than people realize.
And we dive into all the statewide races, and you can catch our conversation, the full show, Sunday morning at 9 a.m. or later in the day. We'll have it on ktvb.com and the KTVB YouTube page. And of course, we got more information in our Idaho voter guide, including voting locations for all the things you need to know on Election Day. You can find the guide right now, ktvb.com, or we can send it directly to you on a link on your phone. All you need to do is text the word VOTE to the number on your television screen, 208-321-5614. Again, you send the word VOTE to us. Almost instantaneously, we will send you back the voter guide directly to your phone. We're going to step aside. 208 rolls on here on your Friday after this. The annual ski swap is underway. Some of the best deals of the season are up for grabs. And with the fresh snow in the mountains, excitement is growing. Time to swap texts or comments or concerns or whatever you got. Send them our way right now. You can text the number on your screen. It's 208-321-5614. Be sure to include hashtag the 208. Make it clean. Keep it clever. Maybe your comment will be on air at the end of the show. We'll find out soon. Stay tuned. The annual Ski Swap kicks off this weekend. It's typically the staple event that gets winter sports fans in the Treasure Valley ready for the big season, both mentally ready and, of course, physically ready. It's often known as the time and place to get the best deals on all your winter gear. So let's go down there right now. Our Andrew Bartline is live down in Expo, Idaho. Andrew, what have you seen so far?
Well, I'll tell you what, Joe, it is packed down here as people are getting off work. You can see there's a lot more people hunting a lot more deals. Now, I'll tell you what, Joe, I'm not out here hunting deals. What I'm doing, I'm hunting the people that hunt the deals, which makes it a perfect time for a little segment I like to call Talk to Me. All right, we're here with our guy, Nick, where he's got a whole cartload right now. Nick, how much stuff did you pick up? Talk to us about it.
You know, I picked up about 4 items today. I got 2 boards and 2 pairs of bindings, and an accumulative saved amount of money of about $125. So it was a great day, great deals, and just having a good time.
All right, now we're here with Keith, who picked up some skis. Make and model. Keith, talk to us about it. What'd you grab today?
Well, I really don't know. I've got my friend Carson here, who is an expert skier who's been guiding me in what to purchase. So Carson, what kind of ski is this?
These are a pair of Rossignol Black Ops, and they're a really good backcountry ski. Kind of depends on what you want to do, but this is a good all-mountain ski, which he's looking for his son, who's my friend. So I had to hook him up. But these are a really nice ski. Probably honestly saving around 200, north of 200, between 250 on these skis and bindings set up alone.
Now we're with our friend Melinda, who picked up a whole cart, but you're really excited about this set of skis. Talk to us.
So I have a little 2.5-year-old son who I'm excited to get on skis this year, hopefully keep up with his sister. And I found a little set of skis in the smallest size possible for $30. It doesn't get better than that.
$30, is that a pretty good deal compared to what you might find elsewhere?
Oh, absolutely. Brand new. These might even be a couple $100s.
For skis the size of a football?
I know, it's crazy. So this is a good deal. I'm glad I came.
It was worth standing 30 minutes out in the freezing cold to get in here to be able to get that kind of deal.
Good experience so far, it sounds.
Yeah, all 10 minutes of it has been great.
When you came in, did you know exactly kind of what you were looking for?
Oh yeah. I'm a seasoned vet in this thing, so I knew exactly what to look for, so everything turned out in my favor.
You have a whole cartload. What else is exciting you?
I've got a helmet. I've got all totally fitted up. I got a helmet. I got some goggles for my son, the tiniest little ski boots you've ever seen. So I'm gonna walk away getting my son fitted for under $100.
What do you think that might cost elsewhere? What do you expect that to be?
If you were to buy brand new gear, I mean, you could spend probably $300 to $500 on kids' gear.
And they're gonna grow out of it in what, months, a year?
A year, yeah. So next year we'll bring this stuff back, sell it, get some new stuff.
You know the whole process, you know the whole system. You're a vet.
I have been here many times.
Appreciate it. Best of luck on your ski season.
Thank you.
So there you have it, Joe. There's a lot of deals to be had out there, whether you're an experienced skier, you know exactly what you're looking for, or maybe you're like Keith, you don't quite know what you need or what you want. There's people out here to help you find out what you could be looking for too. Now, I talked with the organizer who helped set this all up. He says that there are 20,000 items that are up for sale this weekend. That makes it the largest ski swap in the Northwest, Joe.
But all I want to know, Andrew, is what did you pick up? Did you find me anything?
I could look into it. You shoot me a text, tell me what you're looking for, and I'll get you the best deal. I'm boots on the ground guy. I'll let you know.
All right, 80s neon only. Thank you very much, Andrew Bartline, reporting from the ski swap there all weekend. Thank you so much. Well, seems that we kind of skipped over fall today, Rick. How much more snow will we see here in the Treasure Valley?
We were just talking about those people should have bought some coats while they were out there as well. Yeah, it's needed. In fact, we got a few light showers that are coming down outside right now here on Skycam 7. Let me move ahead and talk about what we had for today. It's 40 degrees. That's what we have right now. And I really anticipate it to warm up slightly as we go into the evening. That's a little different, but it's warming up into tomorrow because of a warm front that's going to be moving into the area. So we've got 40 degrees right there. The wind chill happens to be 33, and that's the problem. Okay, some of those winds about 5 to 10 miles an hour, so it's giving us somewhat of a wind chill there. Now, October rainfall, we've been talking about this earlier. This is what is good news about all of this. So if you're sitting there thinking, I don't know if I like this, but you know, the one thing about Idaho is if we get started early, like for instance, last month we had 88/100ths of an inch, nearly an inch of rain. The normal is 0.81, so we were above the average. And October is the beginning of the water year where we start stacking up the moisture, hoping we have enough toward next summer. So November rainfall, so far we're at 70.1, well, it's 0.70, and the normal's 1.18. So if we keep at this rate within the next few days, easily done, we're going to be up to that average and above the normal. So we'll be looking at the same thing. And the forecast here is anywhere from about 1/10 to 0.25 of an inch. Everything I'm seeing here is about 1/10 of an inch. Now the mountains, they're going to get a little rain tomorrow afternoon, okay? They're starting to stack up the snow right now. So Bogus Basin has had 8 inches of new snow, and Brundage has had 7 inches. So Bogus right here in our Boise foothills received the most snow. You can see Tamarack with 2 inches and Sun Valley with 1 inch. Just to comment on tonight, you can see where those showers are coming in. That's why it's so chilly. It's coming here from the northwest down toward Boise, and you can see some of the snow coming into the Cascades. There's still more rain for overnight. Most of these showers should start to decrease just a bit for tomorrow. Let me show you the 7-day forecast. So tomorrow gets up to 50 degrees. That's going to feel like it's warming up. You're going to see a little more sunshine on Sunday. Monday, we're back to some rain and snow. The big part about this, as you get toward the end of the week, we start to clear up just a bit. Look at those temperatures, Joe, down to 22, and then the high temperatures somewhere into the mid to upper 30s. That's it. That's your 7-day.
You know, Rick, the only thing I can think of right now is I'm going to have to start scraping my windshield in the morning.
Yeah, some of these mornings we've done that already.
Yeah.
And I have to find the scraper. Have you found yours?
No, this is the time of year where I go buy a new one, and then in the spring I throw it away. So.
Okay, so you have several somewhere. You just don't know where they're at.
Somewhere, that's right. All right, Rick, thanks so much. Well, with all the snow flying in the mountains, hitting the POW is on the mind, the powder. Now, we showed you some of the steals from today's ski swap with Andrew, but 24 years ago, that swap looked a little different, like the whole valley did 24 years ago. It was also a little smaller, but the mentality, that has not changed. It's all about the deals. John Miller checked out the 1998 ski swap in this 208 read dial again. 1998, a different world.
This place amazes me because it's like the first time I was here was an RV show, then it was the dog show, now we got the ski show, so to speak.
I'll bet you there's 3,000 pairs of boots here.
And at least 3,000 boxes full of stuff priced cheap, cheap, cheap.
It's buyer beware. No returns, no refunds, no exchanges, no warranties, no guarantees. That's the beauty of the ski swap.
Well, it's like a good garage sale. That's what it is.
There's like 17 million ski poles here.
Ski poles are a dime a dozen.
So are the little ski racers who will do all the work and benefit from the proceeds.
So you getting paid well?
No.
Even the labor's cheap here at the ski swap.
I mean, there's a whole range of equipment out here.
Right.
From gloves to boots to skis
to helmets. And there's snow on Bogus right now, it's dumping.
Yeah.
So coming here is kind of like going to the grocery store on an empty stomach.
Yeah, this is exactly right.
Every year I come and I say, I'm not gonna buy anything because I don't need anything, but you can always find something.
You always find something.
Even helmets for your Grateful Dead head.
Okay, snow on the mountain means it's time for the ski swap.
Means I gotta come and dump a few hundy on some boots and stuff I don't need.
There you go.
So you can't be too unhappy about that.
It's gonna be good.
John Miller, Idaho's News Channel 7.
You got even the 90s style zoom out like there. But anyways, don't forget you can check out this year's ski swap through Sunday, Expo Idaho, right there in Garden City. November 4th, 1922, an archaeologist digging in northern Egypt discovered the tomb of King Tut. There's a long name, we're just going to keep it at King Tut for now. Now, according to Hummel architects, that discovery resulted in the third Egyptian revival in the Western world culture, inspiring architectural designs of banks, monuments, and theaters. You name it, they probably made it in an Egyptian style. Well, theaters, like the Egyptian in downtown Boise, well, that's just one of them. Frederick Fritz Hummel designed Boise's Egyptian theater, and he spent time in the public library sketching Egyptian hieroglyphics and other Egyptian figures now part of the historic theater. Now, the two square towers that sit on the Main Street side, sphinxes, scarabs, and vulture images throughout the build are some of the notable features. The building was renamed the Fox Theater in the 30s and the Ada in the late 40s. And in the 70s, though, it got its original name back, the Egyptian. In 1974, the theater was put on the National Register of Historic Places. And today, it features TED Talks, classic movie showings, and concerts. And if you were curious, when the Egyptian opened in April of 1927, the first film showing was Don Juan with John Barrymore. Little programming note for you. Veterans Day is until next week, but Boise and Idaho is celebrating a little bit early. I'll be there tomorrow alongside Brian Holmes and Morgan Romero as our awesome KTVB team will be bringing you the 2022 Idaho Veterans Parade. Coverage starts right here on News Channel 7 at 10 a.m. and you can also catch it on ktvb.com and KTVB Plus, or come on down to the State House steps. We'll see you down there. Bring a coat. All right, let's take a look at some of your comments here. What do we got? All right, Peggy says, please let people know not to drop off their absentee ballots on Election Day at a voting precinct, as it will not be able to be counted. The precinct is not allowed to deliver them to the elections office. Had that happen in Canyon County. Peggy is 100% correct. If you have a hand-delivered absentee ballot that you want to deliver on Election Day, you need to take it to the clerk's office, the county clerk's office. You cannot show up at your polling location with it. There's really nothing they can do for you. So just if you're going to turn in your absentee ballot, make sure you put it in the official drop box if you're in the Boise area, the Ada County area, or you take it directly to your county clerk. Do not bring it to the polls with you. They won't be able to help you. Tom in Boise says, are the ballot drop-off boxes inside or outside Boise City Hall? There should be one outside of Boise City Hall there. If you're facing City Hall, I believe it's on the left side. All right, final one here. This person says, personally, I think the legislature should pass a law next session to outlaw any measurable snowfall in the Treasure Valley before November 1st. That's a good idea. They'll have to appeal to a higher power for that one. We'll find out in January.